Chinese mechanic style Chinese place. I've got a few things I would check for yourself in me. Somebody's gotten to her. You remember there was a social media post on her verified legal account where she accused her family of sexual assault. It was taken down fairly rapidly. Then she disappeared from public view for some time, causing people to think that the government had really gotten to her. Then she started to show up in what looks like controlled public appearances. And she says, I never did that or said that. And nobody's following up with her to say, so are you saying you're a with her? How do you explain that this was posted? No, they just want her on record now. You can go back to her and say, you can't do it. They don't put you in a prison or in a prison camp. If you take it as a, then you can move on with your life.
Oh, especially her. That's right. She's there.
If there was even a hint of her, she would have said so back then. I think she would have said, I don't know what happened here, but that's not me.
Yeah, that's the point.
Some trouble knowing there's a typical law school. And the language is wonderful in the law school. I absolutely love it. We'll be back after talking to Jennifer Jones-Lee.
The 18-year-old acquitted of killing 2 protesters in Wisconsin is in Arizona right now for the Turning Point USA America Fest. Kyle Rittenhouse is scheduled to speak on the 3rd day of the conference. He'll be part of a 3-person panel called Kenosha on Camera. The rise in pro athletes testing positive for COVID as the NBA, NHL, and NFL taking new precautions. The NFL is giving all players test kits they can use at home to detect the infection before they come to team facilities. And Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling isn't too concerned about the Quidditch League name change. Major League Quidditch and U.S. Quidditch want to drop the name Quidditch to avoid copyright issues and to distance themselves from Rowling. We've got your drive on the 710. We'll check it. No, I'm sorry, we've got the 10 with Jeff Bonner.
If you are looking to get out of your house, maybe you're downsizing, maybe you have some financial issues, just want to move, you want to sell your house, maybe you inherited a home. So usually what happens? You list it with a real estate agent, you charge you 6%, and then you paint, clean, repair, and then prospective buyers walk through your house. You can't be there. Those hideous tchotchkes that you love sitting on counter space have to be removed and put into a closet. So imagine this, no appraisal ever, that's one thing you have to deal with, no buyer ever walking through your house, no commission, and you can keep those hideous tchotchkes wherever you want in your house. This is directbuyers.com. This is what they'll do. Not buy your tchotchkes, but what they do will buy your house. And the owners, Janet and Matt, I just love the way they do business. For example, they'll never lowball you. They'll give you an honest, no obligation offer up to $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com, call 844-242-SELL, 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Hurry into Mattress Firm's year-end sale. Get a king bed for a queen price or queen bed for a twin price. And save up to $500 on select mattresses from Sealy, Serta, Sleepy's, and more. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying purchase.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny today with highs in the low to mid-60s. This report is brought to you by Mattress Firm. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We're checking the 10.
Oh, Brian, nothing easy here. Listen up now. There's a big problem for a popular drive now, West 10 and the South 605. First, the West 10, coming out of the Covina, right 605. Crasher has a bunch of lanes blocked, heading to a very difficult drive that starts at about Azusa, and that's still leaning very, very quickly. And then the popular transition South 605, listen up now. The 605 at Washington, about the halfway point between the 16 to 5, got lanes blocked on both sides, a lot of lanes blocked. Southbound jammed through the 60, northbound coming up from the 105. Well, the only good alternate right now between the 16 and the I-5 is Rosemead. That's going to get busy real quick. And don't forget about Workman Mill on the other side. Again, 605 at Washington. We've got lanes blocked on both sides. More coming up. KFI in the sky. I hope to get you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
This report is sponsored by Panera. Panera believes in saying yes to the good things. Yes to mac and cheese. Yes to topping it with cheesy Parmesan crisp. And yes to putting it all on a sandwich. The new grilled mac and cheese sandwich. Get $1 delivery when you order on the app. Panera. Live your yes. Restrictions apply.
At Sit and Sleep, we know that people are experts at all kinds of things, except one, how to shop for the right mattress.
Right, Dad. Shopping for a mattress isn't something you do every day, or even every 8 years.
That's why Sit and Sleep has mattress experts with an average of 10 years experience, and bed match technology that scientifically recommends just the right mattress for you.
So for expert advice, trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
You know, Drew, I'm an expert at other things.
Like what?
Screaming free!
San Manuel Casino is changing its name and changing the game. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaba Resort and Casino at San Manuel, with 2 new casino floors, now with over 6,500 slots, the most in the West. A new high limit room for 5 elevated gaming experiences, new luxury retail shops, restaurants and bars, and even more thrills to come. Experience a level of thrill that California has never seen before. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaba Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Details at yamaba.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Invert your thinking with a free upgrade to the IQ8 microinverter, the world's only microinverter that provides instant energy backup during a power outage from Semper Solaris, your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Here's veteran, founder and owner, Kelly Shawhan.
In the military, when you give your word, it just is your word. You work hard to keep your word, and that's what we do every single day. Heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper Solaris offers new heating and air conditioning systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com.
IQ8 price the same as IQ7. 26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call or see website for details. Expires 12/31/2021. CSW number 978152.
We have a lot to celebrate this holiday season, but COVID-19 hasn't gone away. So let's make sure to keep our celebration safer by following these tips. Get vaccinated to protect loved ones, and get a booster to keep your immunity strong. Wear a mask in all public indoor settings, and if possible, keep gatherings small, short, and outdoors if you're uncertain of everyone's vaccination status. Bring on the cheer safely this year. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Living with someone who tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 5 days? Those 18 and over who are not vaccinated may be able to take part in a clinical trial for possible medications to prevent COVID-19. This trial is not for a vaccine, and participation is voluntary. Participants will receive study-related care at no cost and may receive reimbursement for study-related time and travel. To learn more, visit covidmoveahead.com. That's covidmoveahead.com. Sponsored by Merck.
I've been renovating homes for over 20 years, so I know that homeowners love details. On House, that's Houzz, you can find pros like me read reviews from our customers and see our completed projects. Plus, pros on House can give clients a project dashboard where they can see all the details of their renovation anytime. That's peace of mind for my clients and less paperwork for both of us.
Join the more than 65 million homeowners using Houzz and find the right pro to give you a great renovation experience. That's Houzz.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Ralph's, we've got a huge selection of high-quality meats on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen farm-grade beef and our Simple Truth organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our Tiger Selection gourmet potatoes. Whew, I can say that doubly fast. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
For sizzling savings, take home a bone-in ribeye roast. They're just $6.99 a pound. Limit one with your card, an additional $25 purchase. Ralph, fresh for everyone.
This is the accepted talking point that all Democratic officials are going to give in this state.
The organized retail theft incident, and not the overall crime.
That is the real issue. The root cause.
John and Ken, weekdays at 2.
You took thousands of bad guys who used to live inside prison cells, and now they're out here
on KFI.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
You know, thank God this ends on Saturday.
With the kids.
A lot of people like it. They're wrong.
I like it.
You're wrong. Let's move on. We'll finish Handle on the News with Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
You tease this one. Trevor Noah is suing this hospital in New York City and one of the surgeons there, alleging negligence and failures. He says Noah alleges that Williams, the doctor, cared for various medical conditions and other related treatment, including surgery. And he says that the surgery was performed and rendered in a negligent and careless manner.
Okay, so it's straight medical malpractice suit. Fair enough. And then the language of the suit. Wayne, I defer to you.
Oh, this is great. Well, according to the complaint, Trevor Noah was, and now I'm quoting, rendered sick, sore, lame, and disabled. Sustained severe and painful personal injuries. Sustained severe nervous shock, mental anguish, severe emotional distress, and great physical pain. Was confined to bed and home for a long period of time. Was compelled to undergo hospital and medical aid, treatment, and attention. Has suffered loss of enjoyment of life. Was prevented from engaging in his usual occupation for a long period of time. And since some of his injuries are of a permanent nature, he will continue to suffer similar damages in the future. You mean he's going to have severe nervous shock for the rest of his life?
Usually it gets better than that.
And I'm not making fun of him.
The lawyer.
No, I'm not making fun of Trevor Noah. I am making fun of the lawyer.
Yeah.
Because this is too much. Here's what the surgery was. Here's how they botched it. Here's why his body is messed up.
Right.
Also, that's a big bummer to his mind. Give us money, or whatever they want.
Except it gets a lot more complicated than that in the world of law. This is why lawyers get $500-$600 an hour. The only thing it's missing is nightmares for the rest of his life.
Yes.
And because he was brought up in the elevator in the gurney to the OR, he'll never be able to look at an elevator again without having hysterics. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And if it is medical mal, and he was kept from work for a longer than anticipated period of time, he's going to get some money. And if there really is a long-term prognosis, which I guarantee you the insurance company of the doctor is going to be fighting that one like crazy.
I mean, the problem is we don't know what.
No, we have no idea. No.
All we know is the doctor's profile says he specializes in knee, shoulder, and elbow surgery.
Right.
Well, Spider-Man No Way Home had the third best opening of all time. Not just waited for the pandemic, right? Yeah. All-time third best opening. Only Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War beat it. $253 million over a 5-day period. It's made way more than that. I think it's already made $500 million
worldwide. And then it just keeps on going and going. Because you got sales, sales of the streaming platforms. Is going to pay a fortune for this. It's just
it hasn't even opened in a lot of the world,
right?
And it's still doing gangbuster numbers.
My daughter yesterday went to this movie with her boyfriend, and he asked me, do you want to join it? And I said, Spider-Man? No way. And he goes, close, very close. I'm not into superhero movies at all. That's not my thing. But I asked her how to go. She goes, it was spectacular. The reviews also were very strong. And I said, you have to make reservations at the movie theater. And he said, every 10 minutes, there's another movie. Going. Yes, if you go to multi-cinema, you're going to have one every 10 minutes. So no, we don't worry. Just walk up to the counter.
Elon Musk now says, and this is directly aimed at Senator Elizabeth Warren, that he will possibly pay the biggest tax bill in U.S. history. He says he'll pay over $11 billion, and that's close to what CNBC estimated that he paid, or was going to pay in 2021. He says he sold off $14 billion worth of Tesla stock. We talked a lot about that. Remember how he went on Twitter asking people what he should do, that kind of thing anyway. But yeah, Tesla stocks have taken a tumble since he did that Twitter poll, but they're still ridiculous.
Yeah, they are right. And then Elizabeth Warren contacting Time magazine and laying into them for naming him Person of the Year. And she said, in a real communist country, this would never happen.
Dad. All right, I get it now. This is your new thing. It's pretty good.
All right, let's move on. I think we have time for one more story.
Jen, do you want to just do, we want to do eggnog, or is there something else you'd rather
No,
say?
do eggnog.
Well, some stores are having problems keeping eggnog on the shelves, but not all stores. Organic Valley, one of the biggest makers of eggnog and other dairy stuff, says they work with 1,800 different farmers to get the stuff that they need to make the eggnog, but
They're not selling anything.
they're not selling apparently any eggnog
Instead of
this
just
year.
reducing the output, they're just not selling any. So if you are looking for bagels with cream cheese and lox and drinking eggnog, which is a nice little breakfast, off the table.
Not necessarily, because spokespeople for Kroger and Walmart said we don't have a big problem with eggnog shortages. Target was a little cagier. They just said they're well positioned to meet guests' food and beverage needs, but I would take that.
That means they have to have some eggnog.
Also, the cream cheese shortage. I was in Sterling yesterday. There was cream cheese. Now, there were some gaps on the shelves where the cream cheese was, but if you wanted cream cheese, you could get cream cheese, and I think it's the same with eggnog.
And I drink eggnog only during the holiday season.
You like it?
I do like eggnog, but it has to be, it's too sweet for me, so I do it with the low sugar, low fat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The boring eggnog.
No, the good eggnog, the kind of less rich than it should be. You know, sometimes food or drink are just too rich. But I never mind.
It's not a problem I've experienced.
Okay, fair enough. We're done, guys. Coming up, I want to go back to that story of Joe Biden and Manchin, Senator Manchin. They have, Manchin's won this one. Yeah, he has just decimated the administration. I'll share that story with you when we come back. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Warming up your nog with more stimulating talk. See, nog, it means noggin, and never mind.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Might be effective. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Moderna says its booster shot can offer protection against the Omicron COVID-19 variant.
The company saying that its current booster shot increases Omicron neutralizing antibodies 37 times. Double the dose, and those neutralizing antibodies increase 83 times.
That's ABC's Matt Gutman, who says Moderna is also working on a booster shot specifically for the Omicron variant, and studies will start for the shot early next year. The Biden administration says it'll start issuing citations next year to companies that violate the federal COVID-19 vaccine mandate. OSHA says citations will start going out in February to businesses and with 100 or more employees who don't require vaccinations or conduct weekly COVID testing. The mandate is set to start in January. Well, police in Pasadena and Beverly Hills are investigating anti-Semitic flyers that were put out in cities over the weekend. Officials say about 200 flyers with anti-Semitic theories regarding COVID-19 were put in plastic bags and left on the streets or on people's front yards. Meals on Wheels Orange County says inflation this holiday season has almost doubled the cost to serve thousands of meals each week.
The nonprofit says rising food and gas prices are hurting the seniors who get the meals and the volunteers who serve them. Meals on Wheels OC volunteer Richard Foltz says he's been helping out for 5 rewarding years.
You can tell just by going to see the 7 people that I do every Friday. When they come to the door, how much they look forward to seeing you and how much they want to spend time with you as long as you can spend with them.
The nonprofit says it delivers about 40,000 meals each week with a special meal for this Christmas. To help out, head to mealsonwheelsoc.org. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Hundreds of gallons of gas have spilled into the Alhambra Wash. Officials say the spill happened after a crash at a gas station in Pasadena yesterday, and the gas got into the wash and flowed south towards San Marino. A hazard crew worked overnight to clean up the spill. People who live in the area have been advised to keep their doors and windows closed until the smell goes away. The White House says it's not happy with West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin saying he won't vote for President Biden's Build Back Better Act. ABC's Karen Travers says a White House statement claims Manchin's comments against the bill came as a surprise.
The White House claiming Manchin gave President Biden a proposed version of the bill earlier this week that the White House believes could lead to a compromise acceptable to all. And blasting Manchin for a sudden and inexplicable reversal in his position.
Manchin said yesterday he can't support the nearly $2 trillion plan, but his vote is needed for the bill to pass the Senate. Weather experts say many people across the U.S. who are dreaming of a white Christmas may be disappointed this year. ABC's Rob Marciano says most people are getting the gift of rain and mild temperatures.
Seattle down through San Francisco, heavy rain along I-5 at times. But in the middle part of the country, the rich builds and gets nice warm-up. Temperatures 50s and 50s into Chicago by Christmas Eve, and some of that warm does push the East Coast.
Some Christmas snow is in the forecast for a few states, including Michigan, Maine, and Montana. And more than a third of the shows on Broadway have temporarily shut down because of COVID-19. Hamilton, The Lion King, and Aladdin are some of the productions that have had to cancel shows recently because of COVID cases among crew members. The Broadway League has set up BeWayToday.com where people can get updates on show closures. We're checking out the 605.
All right, a massive problem I'm about to warn you about now. This is the 605 in between the 60 and the I-5 going through Whittier. First, South 605 of Washington, terrible crash, very involved. Got a bunch of lanes blocked. At best, only the right lane is open. It also caused damage to the center divider, so northbound, same location, 3 left are blocked there. Now, southbound, it's still parking lots coming out from the 60, northbound from the 105. Both backups are building very, very quickly. Now, Rosemead Boulevard, in between the I-5 and the 60, is getting busy, but much better than the 605. And also, even before you get to the 605, West End at the 605, 3 left lanes are blocked there with a backup through Azusa. Bodilla through Ramona will work there. Now, if this works for you, back to the 605, if it works, gets you to where you need to go. West 10, South 710 to the 105. It's not bad. It's actually moving traffic. More coming up. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
The world of sports continues to be disrupted by COVID-19. Yesterday's Rams-Seattle Seahawks game was postponed until tomorrow at 4, with LA having about 2 dozen players on the COVID reserve list right now. In hockey, the NHL has postponed all cross-border matches between the U.S. and Canada this week. That affects the Anaheim Ducks at Calgary and Vancouver, the Kings match against Calgary at Staples Center. And the UCLA men's and women's basketball programs have games canceled or postponed due to COVID protocols. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Lennox Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Lennox Financial at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Visit us at LennoxHomeLoans.com or call for additional cost information. Other restrictions apply. Rates subject to change.
Hey, Mario Lopez here, wishing you a very safe and happy holidays. And with COVID cases on the rise, make sure you're doing your part to help reduce the spread this holiday season. Getting tested is super easy at COVID Clinic, so just go to covidclinic.org to book an appointment at no cost to the patient. They have multiple locations nearby, so visit covidclinic.org to find one near you. That is covidclinic.org, and happy holidays.
Your KFI Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is down 571, S&P down 66, NASDAQ down 217, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $4.67.
With a range of commercial fire and security solutions, Bay Alarm can protect it all with just one call.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a partly cloudy day ahead. Temperatures pretty mild, will just be in the 60s. Mostly the same for tomorrow, maybe a few more clouds coming in. Then our first chance at rain this week comes in on Wednesday. Right now it's 37 in Seal Beach and Reseda, 42 in Duarte. We leave local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Good morning. Bill Handel and the morning crew on a Monday morning, December 20th. Some of the big stories that we are covering. Some good news on the vaccination front. Moderna said that its booster, increased neutralizing antibodies against Omicron within a month after getting the shot. So we now know it's valid, the evidence, and it says it kicked in within a month. And then if you were a football, basketball fan, guess what? Games canceled all over the place. And performances canceled all over the place. Enough NFL games were canceled this past weekend or yesterday that we're going to see football tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When's the last time that happened? Sunday through Thursday, NFL football. Now I want to move over to what Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia, technically a Democrat, although Democrats will say differently. Biden found out that Joe Biden has completely cut his Build Back Better plan, cut it off at its knees. And you know how he found out? A few minutes before Manchin went on Fox News and announced he wouldn't go forward with it. He would not vote for that act. And we are told that Biden said, what? What is that about? Now, it's been an interesting relationship between these two. Manchin has more power than any other senator right now. And here's the reason. You've got 50 senators that will vote no virtually for any plan the president comes up with. You have 50 Democrat senators that will vote yes to everything. And you've got one Democratic senator that looks like he's really a Republican, because it's 50-50 in the Senate with all Democrats and all Republicans. It's an even split. And, of course, the vice president breaks the tie, and there's an even split, which seems to be happening constantly now. And the Democrats win. Not a chance to goes the other way. Republicans win. And it's mainly because of Manchin's position that the Build Back Better plan, Build Back Better Act, went from $3.5 trillion down to $1.75 trillion. I mean, the Biden administration cut it in half. And Manchin came out and said, you know what, even though he's never in favor of it, but it was negotiation. Yes, I'm talking to the president. I met with my colleagues. We have to work this out. And he was always in favor of working it out. In fact, last week, he was on the phone with the president virtually every day as the president, and he was trying to negotiate various parts of it. And then he said, it's done. It's over, and it was on Fox News. How is that adding insult to injury? You say no, and you go on Fox News to say no. And the big issue was I'm sorry, I'm looking here, was the temporary programs that would have to be extended year after year, because it's a child tax credit that was extended. Originally, the Democrats wanted forever. The Republicans wanted never, or at least limited. 1 year, 3 years, probably this is a cornerstone of the Biden administration. And so the way it works now, if it's not extended, they have to vote on it every year. And, of course, that becomes just impossible as far as the Republicans. So it has to do with the expansion of the child credit, and which ends, incidentally, the end of this month. The last check was just sent out. And so Manchin said no. No, we are not going to spend that kind of money. We are not going to spend that kind of money on social programs. And it's real simple. I mean, the Republicans don't believe in social programs. They believe, and by the way, I'm not making an argument one way or the other. Now I'm treading a very fine line, even though I'm in favor of tax credit. See, to me, it's basically only money. It really is. I mean, I really believe that people do not have the wherewithal. I don't believe that the vast majority of people in this country who are on various welfare programs, child tax credit programs, education programs, after-school programs, child care paid for the government, I don't think they're inherently lazy and don't want to work. I don't believe that. And so in the end, for me, you know what, it's just about money. All right, so I pay more in taxes. I get it. But that kid over there is going to have a decent meal tonight, and is going to have the after-school program that he or she desperately needs, or will have just a better lifestyle, child care, for example, under the Biden plan. All right, so the Republicans simply believe that we are the land of opportunity, and you have the wherewithal to make it. The Democrats say, no, we're not. And by the way, the Democrats are way over the top. Everybody deserves everything. I mean, don't mistake that. But, you know, in the end, it's just a philosophical, basic, fundamental philosophical difference. Not like Republicans wake up and go, oh boy, what can I do to make kids starve more today? They don't do that. All right, we're coming back. And the price hikes. Now, who's really responsible for these price hikes? Inflation has hit. Go to the supermarket, imagine what the steaks cost, and your chicken even, and your pork, and high-quality produce. It's all pretty expensive. I'll explain what is going on in another facet of it. This is KFI Am 640. Let's check in with Jennifer.
The nation's top infectious disease expert says holiday travel will give the Omicron variant an increased risk of spreading. Dr. Fauci told me the past Sunday if people do travel, they should be vaccinated, boosted, and wear a mask in places like airports. Voters in Chile have elected a new president, the youngest one the South American nation's ever seen. 35-year-old Gabriel Boric, who is a leftist former student activist, who has promised to raise taxes on the rich. COVID cases could have an impact on the New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says he'll make a decision before Christmas about whether the city is changing its plans. As of right now, it is
Don't respect me.
drive on the 405 with DKF on the sky next.
Hey, it's Neil Cervedra. You know, new windows for your home bring life, beauty, of course, efficiency. I know this firsthand because the Sprint stores in stunning kitchen windows from American Digital Windows brought some of the most dramatic and beautiful changes to their home. Now, we all know Bill and Kathleen's story, horrible experience when they replaced their own windows and started their own company. But fast forward 20 years, they're still bringing warmth, light, and beauty to homes like mine. Now, for a limited time, American Digital Windows will pay the tax plus zero payments until 2023. Tax based on material only, on purchase of a window, cannot be combined with any other offers on approved credit, and some restrictions apply. PSLB number 778326. I recommend